Hi guys, my name is Cameron Copeland and this is my show and tell presentation. So for the first item, we're gonna get started. This is my grandma. I think I was like 3 or 4 in this picture and we were living in California at the time. But the reason why I chose this picture is because I was really close to my grandma when I was younger and like our relationship was like rock solid. But when she passed away when I was like 7 or 8, I kind of caused a lot of trauma for me. Like her whole passing was very traumatic. And I was like 7 or 8 years old, and that's when I started dealing with depression. But, my family didn't believe in depression. That's what they told me. My mom was like, I don't believe in depression. Just get over it, pray about it. Besides the point. But yeah, I started dealing with depression at like a really young age. And a lot of people would, invalidate my feelings whenever I would say, hey, I'm not okay, or hey, I'm feeling like this, or hey, I'm really sad, don't know why I'm crying all the time. I'd be like, why are you sad? You live here. Why are you sad? Your parents have done this, that, and the third. Why are you blah, blah, blah? You should be grateful. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm grateful, but that doesn't diminish the fact that I'm depressed. And I don't think a lot of people realize that when I make those comments. Like, sure, you can have all this stuff, but if you are going through something, that's still very valid and you're still going through it. But people would tell me, that all the time. I'd hear it 24/7. Even a therapist I had would tell me that. That was, yeah, it was a whole lot. During my childhood, so I was like not even 10 yet, but leading up to that. So when people would tell me that, I started to believe it. I'd say to myself, maybe they are right because, I have this and this person doesn't have that. So maybe I shouldn't be depressed. Maybe I should get over it. My mom told me to get over it when I was younger. My dad told me he would, yeah, it's a lot of gaslighting from family members and friends and professionals, which is not healthy at all. But yeah, I started to believe those things. But after, high school, I think my junior year, I had to take a break from school because I was dealing with some really severe like mental health issues. And that moment kind of was a wake up call for my family, my friends, all these other people to like see that, I had to get to this point in order for you guys to realize that I was actually going through something. Like I had a friend tell me, she was like, Cameron, why are you sad? You went to this place. I've never been there. You're so lucky. I don't know why you'd be sad. She said that. But, after that, she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. And people just get really apologetic. It doesn't really, help. But it takes something extreme to happen for people to actually care and open their eyes. So that was very interesting period of my life. But I realized that even if you are privileged or you come from this or you have this or whatever, it does not take away from the fact that you're dealing with these issues. Like I have severe anxiety and depression, but like I'm also very privileged. I understand that. I'm completely grateful. But I think a lot of people need to separate those two things because if you don't, it causes a lot of issues. So, kind of like positionality. Like, I understand my positionality, but that does not take away from the fact that I am dealing with these things. And that applies to like anyone across the board. But yeah, that was my first one. My second item is my Bible journal. So, I grew up in a very Christian household. I went to a Lutheran private school when I was younger. I went to church like every Sunday, Bible school, all this other stuff. Like my grandpa's a preacher. Yeah, it's a lot. Very, very Christian. But I was really into my faith. It's very full. Actually, this is my second journal because I would write a lot, but I would do FCA in middle school and high school and do a whole bunch of like out of school or out of church like activities. I've gone on retreats, a whole bunch of other stuff like Bible school after like school and stuff with my friends. But I was really into it, really into it. But it took me, a while. I always like questioned, my faith because I was just put into this and expected to conform and accept it without anyone explaining to me why. That's religion for you. But yeah, so I would hear a lot of things about homosexuality, how it's a sin, and you're going to hell if you're homosexual, all this other stuff. So when I was coming to, realize, that I am not straight, I am bisexual, and that is a sin, it caused a lot of issues with me and my faith. I started to doubt everything. I was like, I don't want to go to hell. It was really bad. So I had to take a break from, Christianity, and I have not like used this in probably 2 years. That's when I came out. But after I realized, all these messages that people are preaching about homosexuality, like it was every sermon I've ever gone to, they always mention it, and they always say it's a sin, you're going to hell if you do it, and you can change, pray about it, it'll go away, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I respect it for the most part. But yeah, so I kind of took a break from that, took a step back, and even still to this day, I'm like constantly questioning, my faith, what I believe in. And I know the original translation of the Bible, and it does not mention homosexuality at all. So the fact that people took that and flipped it, I thought was really interesting. But I'm still, going through life trying to figure out what I believe in, what I, like, dislike, whatever. So kind of just dealing with identity, like my religious identity and also my sexual identity. Oftentimes I do think like maybe I am going to hell, but then again, I'm like, do I believe in hell? So that's that. If anyone else is dealing with that, like those types of issues with, questioning your faith and your identity, please let me know so I know I'm not the only one. But yeah, that's it. These are my 2 items, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.